अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज की इस वीडियो में हम बायोलॉजी 11th चैप्टर 12 ह्यूमन स्केलेटल एंड मस्कुलर सिस्टम की एक्सरसाइज के शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन के आंसर देंगे। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज नेम 3 टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्स एसोसिएटेड विथ बोन एंड राइट देयर फंक्शंस। द 3 टाइप्स ऑफ बोन cells and their functions are given below. Osteoblast, bone forming cells, produce new bone matrix and help in bone growth. Next is osteoclast, bone destroying cells होते हैं, break down old bone during remodeling and release minerals like calcium. Next is osteocytes, ये mature bone cells होते हैं, maintain bone tissues and regulate mineral exchange within the bone. Next is name the bones of cranium. क्रेनियम के अंदर जो बोन्स हैं उनके नाम लिखने हैं। द बोन्स ऑफ द क्रेनियम आर, टोटल ये 8 होती हैं। फ्रंटल बोन 1, पैरिएटल बोन्स 2 होती हैं, टेम्पोरल बोन्स भी 2 होती हैं, ऑक्सीपिटल 1 होती है, सफिनॉइड बोन 1 होती है और नेक्स्ट इथमॉइड बोन ये भी 1 होती है इन नंबर। नेक्स्ट इज इनलिस्ट द बोन्स इन द 5 ग्रुप ऑफ वर्टिब्रे। द 5 ग्रुप ऑफ वर्टिब्रे विद द नंबर ऑफ बोन्स इन ईच आर सर्विकल वर्टिब्रे 7 होती हैं, थोरैसिक वर्टिब्रे 12 बोन्स होती हैं, इसमें लुम्बर वर्टिब्रे ये 5 बोन्स होती हैं, सैक्रल वर्टिब्रे 5 फ्यूज्ड बोन फॉर्म द सैक्रम, कॉक्सिजियल वर्टिब्रे 5 फ्यूज्ड बोन फॉर्म द कोकेक्स। नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट बोन्स मेक द रिब केज। द रिब केज इज मेड अप ऑफ द फॉलोइंग बोन्स: स्टर्नम, breast bone, 12 pairs of ribs, thoracic vertebrae to which the ribs are attached at the back. Next is name the bones of pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle. The pectoral girdle is made up of the clavicle and the scapula, shoulder blade. Next is pelvic girdle. The pelvic girdle consists of hip bones and each hip bone is formed by the fusion of ilium, ischium and pubis. Next is name the bones of forelimbs and hind limbs. Bones of forelimbs, upper limbs are humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. Bones of hind limbs, lower limbs, femur, patella, tibia, fibula, tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. Next is what is the fibrous joint? Give example. A fibrous joint is a joint in which bones are joined by fibrous connective tissues allowing little or no movement. Example: sutures between the bones of the skull, joint between teeth and jaws bones. Next is name the steps involved in bone repair. The step involved in bone repair are formation of hematoma, blood clot forms at the fracture site. Next, formation of fibrocartilaginous callus, soft callus made of collagens and cartilage develops. Formation of bony hard callus, new bone replaces the soft callus. Next is bone remodeling, bone regain its original shape and strength. Next is what skeletal structures are affected from the osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis affect the joint, particularly the articular cartilage that covers the end of bones. As the cartilage wear away the ends of bones, joint capsule and nearby bone tissues become damaged, leading to pain, stiffness and reduced movement. Next is list the major part of skeletal muscle fiber. The major part of skeletal muscle fibers are sarcolemma. The cell membrane of the muscle fiber is called sarcolemma. Sarcoplasm. The cytoplasm of the muscle fiber is called sarcoplasm. Myofibril. Long contractile threads inside the fiber is called myofibril. Next is sarcoplasmic reticulum. Stores and release calcium ions and T tubules carry nerve impulse deep into the muscle fiber. Next is what do you mean by I band, A band and H zone? I band. The I band is the light colored region of a sarcomere that contains only actin filament. It shortens during muscle contraction. A band. A band is the dark region of sarcomere that contains the entire length of myosin filaments. Its length remains constant during contraction. H zone. The H zone is the lighter central part of the A band. Where only myosin filaments are present, it becomes narrow or disappears during muscle contraction. Next is describes the antagonistic arrangement of skeletal muscles. The skeletal muscles usually work in pairs called antagonistic pair. In such a pair, one muscle contracts while the other relaxes, producing opposite movement at a joint. For example, at the elbow, the bicep contracts to flex the forearms, while the tricep relaxes to extend the forearms. The tricep contracts and the bicep relax. This arrangement allows precise and controlled movement. Next is ligaments are elastic while tendons are hard. Justify. Ligaments connect bone to bone, so they need to be elastic to allow flexibility and movement at joints while still holding bones together. Tendons connect muscles to bone, so they must be strong and tough to transmit the force of muscle contraction to bone without stretching. Next is try diagram of sarcomere and label its part. ये डायग्राम आपको बुक में भी मिल जाएगी, आप वहाँ से इसको ड्रा कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन compact and spongy bone. Compact bone is hard, dense and forms the outer layer of bones, providing strength and protection. It is made of closely packed osteons and mainly contains shallow bone marrow. In contrast, spongy bone is light and porous and is found in the inner parts and ends of bones. It is made of network of trabecular lakes osteons and usually contains red bone marrow, which helps in blood cells formation. Next is axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton forms the central axis of the body. It includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. Its main function is to support and protect vital organs such as the brain, spinal cord, heart and lungs. Appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton consists of the limbs and their girdle. It includes the pectoral girdle and upper limbs and the pelvic girdle and lower limbs. Its main function is to enable movement and locomotion. Next is true ribs, false ribs and floating ribs. True ribs are the first 7 pairs of the ribs, 1 to 7, that are directly attached to the sternum through their own costal cartilages. False ribs are the 8th, 9th and 12th pairs of the ribs, which are indirectly attached to the sternum by joining the cartilage of the rib above. Floating ribs are the 11th, 12th pairs of the ribs that are not attached to the sternum at all and are attached only by the vertebral column at the back. Next is rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic autoimmune disease in which the immune system attacks the synovial membrane of joints, leading to inflammation, pain, swelling and deformity. It usually affects many joints symmetrically. Osteoarthritis is a degenerative joint disease caused by the wear and tear of articular cartilage. In this condition, the bone becomes weakened and are more prone to fractures, leading to pain, stiffness and restricted movement, especially in weight-bearing joints like the knee and hips. Next, fibrous and cartilaginous joints. Fibrous joints are joints in which bones are joined by fibrous connective tissues. They allow little or no movement and provide strength and stability. Examples include structures of the skulls and joint between teeth and jaw bone. Cartilaginous joints are joints in which bones are joined by cartilage. They allow limited movement and provide flexibility. Examples include the joints between vertebrae and the pubic symphysis. Next, cartilaginous and synovial joint. Cartilaginous joints are joints in which bones are connected by cartilage. They allow limited movement and provide flexibility and shock absorption. Examples include joints between vertebrae and the pubic symphysis. Synovial joints are joints in which bones are separated by a synovial cavity filled with synovial fluid. They allow free movement and have structures like articular cartilage, synovial membrane and joint capsule. Examples include the knee, elbow, shoulder and hip joint. Next is osteoblasts and osteocytes. Osteoblasts are bone-forming cells responsible for producing new bone matrix. They help in bone growth and repair. Once they become embedded in the matrix, they transform into osteocytes. Osteocytes are mature bone cells that maintain the bone tissues and regulate the exchange of minerals like calcium and phosphate within the bone. They do not divide like osteoblasts. Tropomyosin and troponin. Tropomyosin is a regulatory protein that wraps around actin filaments in muscle fibers. It blocks the myosin binding sites on actin, preventing contractions when the muscle is relaxed. Troponin is a complex of 3 proteins attached to tropomyosin. On actin filament, it binds calcium ions during muscle contraction, causing tropomyosin to move and expose the binding sites for myosin, allowing contraction to occur. Ligaments and tendons. The ligament is a tough, elastic connective tissues that connect bone to bone at a joint. It provides stability and supports while allowing limited movement. A tendon is a strong, fibrous connective tissues that connect muscles to bone. It transmits the force generated by muscles to move the bone. Next is tetany and tetanus. Tetany is a condition characterized by involuntary continuous muscles contractions due to low calcium levels in the blood. It is a metabolic disorder not caused by infection. Tetanus is a serious bacterial infection caused by Clostridium tetani, which produces a neurotoxin leading to severe, prolonged muscle spasms. It is an infectious disease often following a wound or injury. तो ये थे चैप्टर 11th बायोलॉजी, चैप्टर 12 ह्यूमन स्केलेटन एंड मस्कुलर सिस्टम की एक्सरसाइज के शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।